Alright guys, for this video I have to do something I don't really like to do, and that is have notes on my computer to back me up. But this video is just so big and so dense and there's so much going on. I just gotta stay organized. But yes, without further ado, let's get into this video. The Giants 2018 season recap, summary, what went wrong, what went right, whatever you want to call it, why stuff happened. But yeah, let me just start talking about the Giants here. So this season was so weird. This was such a weird season. It was very, very bizarre. I mean, definition of a roller coaster type year. So before the season started, before any games were played, you know, there was some hope, you know. Even though they're coming off a 3-win season, bringing in Pat Shermer, drafting Saquon Barkley, people were excited. And yeah, after the first 2 games of the year, people started to get nervous. There's a little bit of panic going on, you know. Lost the first 2 games. Second game was that Cowboys game. Really was not a good game. Yeah, there was some panic, you know. And then after the first 5 games, there was pretty much chaos. I mean, people were starting to be like, tank, what's going on? We got Eli's done, tank this thing, blah, 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 blah. And then after the bye week, they kind of went on a little run there, winning a few games. And everyone started to get all positive again. Like, oh, are they going to run the table? Are the Giants going to run the table? This, that, are they gonna like sneak into the playoffs here? And then we approach the final 3 games of the season, right? And the Giants have to win out, and they need some other games to go in their favor or whatever. And people are like, they might do it. They might sneak into the wild card spot there. They might sneak into the playoffs. And of course, the first of the 3 games they have to win out to get into the playoffs, they lose. They lose the first of those games they have to win out. So it was really quickly over. And here the Giants are now at the end of the season with a 5-11 record and 6th overall pick in the draft. So, like, what really happened? To be honest with you, like, I don't know what really happened. I mean, like, stuff happened. People got hurt. People got traded. And, of course, an opposing team kicked a ridiculously long game-winning field goal because, you know, that's just like a yearly thing that happens for the Giants. It's a yearly staple. It's an annual thing. It's just something you count on happening every single year. But the first thing I should talk about here is Pat Shermer being hired and just a whole new coaching staff basically coming in. I mean, that's a pretty major thing. So Pat Shermer took over as the head coach, Shula took over as the offensive coordinator, while Better took over as the defensive coordinator. And, you know, these players, they learn a whole new system. They gotta come in the off season or whatever, training camp or like OTAs, and just start to learn a whole new system. It's not something you snap your fingers and it just happens and it just clicks. It's a learning process. It's like learning, I don't want to say learning a new language because I don't think it's that different because it's still football lingo, but it's something you gotta practice and learn. It's not like coming into the same system that you were in the previous few years or whatever. And that could be a reason why they did struggle coming out of the gate there in the beginning of the season. That could be why that first half of the season was really, really, really ugly. It's growing pains. And another thing is, not until about midway through the season did the shuffle on the O-line stop. You know, before that, there seemed like there was a new face out there every week. Guys were kind of changing positions, but I felt like after the bye, they kind of found something that sticked. And was this O-line good? Like, no, I wouldn't say they were good, but you know what? They were significantly better than what was out there week 1. And you know what? Sometimes they did get the job done, okay? It wasn't always clean or pretty or whatever, but you know what? They got the job done sometimes. Sometimes they didn't, but you know, sometimes they did. And I think just getting rid of Eric Flowers, finally getting rid of him and bringing in Jamon Brown, that was 2 great moves right there. But the problem I felt persisted the most throughout the year and actually wasn't talked about enough as a problem was the defense. And recently I read this New York Post article by Paul Schwartz that really backed up my thinking here. And the article said that the Giants were the highest scoring team in the NFC East, right? So that's good. That's like, why didn't they make the playoffs then if they were the highest scoring team of the NFC East, right? 2 teams from the NFC East made the playoffs. How could the Giants not be one of those 2 teams if they had the highest scoring offense? Well, it's because the defense gave up the most points in the division, which was 412 points. And to put that in comparison to the Cowboys, the division winner, the Cowboys only gave up 324 points. So kind of a big difference there, almost pretty close to 100 points in differential there, which is not good. So the defense is obviously a huge problem. And throughout the season, honestly, whenever the defense would step onto the field, I'd be like, they're either getting a turnover or they're giving up a touchdown. It was just like 0 or 100. There's no in between with this defense here. I feel like the Giants should just really rebuild that defense. I know they have a few players that they owe a lot of money to, like Janoris Jenkins and Olivier Vernon. And if they could get rid of those guys with that money and not take a huge loss, I would say go for it. I know that's probably easier said than done, and I don't really know if they would like to get rid of them, but I'm like, you know what? Screw it, just totally rebuild that defense with young guys, make a young, hungry defense, because honestly, the rookies that they did draft, specifically BJ Hill and Lorenzo Carter on defense, they've been playing really well, or they played really well last season. Lorenzo Carter, I think he has so much potential. I think I just saw something on Twitter though that said he didn't want to talk about his potential anymore since his rookie season was over. It's like no more potential stuff, but no, he's so fast. I think he could be so special. And BJ Hill obviously played great his rookie year, already proved like what a great player he is. The good news for the Giants though is this draft is stacked with good defensive players, so that, you know, can hurry up their little rebuild on defense there. Two players I was looking at were Josh Allen. He's an edge rusher. He's probably going to go earlier than the number 6 pick, so I don't know if the Giants will be able to land him because I doubt they would really trade up. I could see them trading down though. But another one who I think they might be able to land is Ed Oliver. He's a defensive tackle. So 2 names to look out for. I know we're early in the draft process or whatever, but I also should mention before I stop talking about the defense here that the Giants did trade Eli Apple and Amos Harrison during the season, so that left some holes mid-year. Okay, so let's talk about some positive stuff now, some good vibes, happy, yay, positivity. Okay, so obviously, first name I'm gonna say here, you already know, like, guess, take a second, guess. Okay, you're done guessing, good, because it's Saquon Barkley. Obviously, the most positive thing about this season, outstanding rookie year, just broke records and everything. In my book, he's the rookie of the year. I know Baker Mayfield had a great year in Cleveland, actually got them more wins than the Giants. And I know, yes, because as a quarterback, it's even harder to adjust to the NFL, but come on. Saquon stats, let me just, 2,028 scrimmage yards and 15 total touchdowns. Come on, how are you gonna, you can't deny that guy the Rookie of the Year award. I don't know, Baker, Baker's probably gonna be an MVP in the future, so, like, honestly, not gonna lie there, you're gonna get, your time is soon, Baker. Odell had his year cut short again due to a hamstring injury. He missed the 4 final games of the season. With that being injured, kind of reminded me of his rookie year when he missed the first 4 games of the season due to his hamstring. Hopefully next year his hamstrings will be fine and everything. Hopefully this isn't a thing with his hamstrings being hurt. I doubt it is, honestly, knock on wood, but he's just so electric and such a game changer when he's out there, him and Saquon together. So hopefully he'll be fine next year, have a full year. That'd be great if he had a full year out there next year, but he's Odell. He does Odell things. That's what the season was. He didn't have maybe the best stats this year, but he did have a great effect when he was on the field doing Odell stuff. Like, I should define Odell stuff, just being electric, making game-changing plays, being insanely crazy, athletic, all of that stuff. So I just want him to be healthy next year is my main thing, and then he does the rest, you know what I mean? If he's allowed to go out there, he's gonna do it, you know what I mean? I've been talking about rookies a lot in this video, so I gotta talk about Will Hernandez real quick. Just had a good year on that line. Was one of the stable pieces on it. Wasn't one of those guys shuffling around being pushed in and out. He was just someone who is consistently there and performing. And I gotta show the kicker love. Aldrick Rosas, the Pro Bowl kicker. Aldrick Rosas, the Pro Bowl kicker. I mean, he had a really, really great year this year. Obviously, he's in the Pro Bowl. He made his career long, which was from 57 yards, and made 97% of his field goals. And just to show you how much he improved from last season his field goal percentage was 72%. 72%. That's like going from a C- to an A+ in school. Something I've never been able to do. And now, finally, what you've all been waiting for, the great Eli debate. So, do I think Eli can play another year in the NFL? Yeah, sure, I think he can play another year in the NFL. Physically, I think he's fine. He really never gets hurt. I think he could play another year in the NFL. Do I think he's going to play another year in the NFL on the Giants? So that question really revolves around the fact of, do the Giants pick a quarterback in the draft or not? And that's, of course, something we're not going to find out till April. So I'm just going to speculate here and give my little prediction. Well, not prediction, but what my gut is telling me. This is what my gut's telling me right now on January 3rd, 2018, because the draft is still so far away. On January 3rd, 2018, my gut is saying that the Giants do not pick a quarterback in the draft. My gut says they don't pick a quarterback in the draft. They let Eli play out the final year of his contract, and then they go and pick a quarterback in what is considered a much more stable or a better quarterback class in 2020. That's what my gut is saying. Even though Dwayne Haskins really impressed me in the bowl game, and I saw a little bit of Drew Lock playing in his bowl game, and he looked really nice too, I just, that's what I say the Giants front office does. That's how I say Dave Gettleman does. I feel like that's Dave Gettleman's go-to move. He didn't draft one last year. Eli didn't play terrible this year, you know what I mean? If they did have the highest scoring offense in the NFC East, I mean, the Saquon Barkley has a large part to do in that, but that's what my gut says. And you know, you're probably like, well, what's your opinion on this, Lauren? I don't know, maybe you don't care, or maybe you are saying that. But if you are, I say if Eli comes back as the starter in 2019, I'm not mad. I would say I'm not mad. I would say, okay, if they drafted the correct pieces to support him and have the game plan to like support his style of play and make sure he's not getting sacked and all that, I say, okay. I mean, I'm not mad. That's what I say. I'm not mad, okay. And honestly, this is something I'm debating in my head right now, so this could change in a month, in a week. I don't know. It's something that I've been thinking about, so yeah, I mean, all I want for them is to win, so it's hard for me to say now, like, oh, I would be like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I just want them to win. So if that's with Eli Manning, great. And if that's with a new quarterback, great. So that's what my gut is telling me right now, that, you know, they're going to stick with him next year. But like I said, that could change. And what I'm thinking in my head right now is, okay, if they stick with them, I'm fine with that. That's okay. But obviously, like I said, that's just right now. Things could change down the road. I'm definitely going to make a lot more videos about the draft and Eli and how they affect each other and this and that. Because like I said, this is a lot. This is a very complex thing that's always changing. So yeah. Alright guys, as they say, stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. That's it for this video, guys. This is a long video. My camera says 18 minutes, but probably gonna have to edit some stuff out. Yeah, okay guys. Make sure you drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this season. Make sure you drop a like too if you liked it, and subscribe. Peace out.